Hello and welcome to Chapter 211 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing better than Julius Caesar on this Ides of March. I haven't been stabbed yet by all of my governors and all them, but yeah, no, I'm doing good. How are you,
I
Travis?
don't trust the Megazord behind you, so watch out. Watch out. If something's going to stab you in the back there.
Yes, but I'm not evil, so the Megas. I'm more worried about Elizabeth here than I am Megazord.
I was thinking that too. She was
Elizabeth,
good.
she'll just send me to another dimension, and then I'll be stuck in like underwater.
I actually went to Power Sword in the back.
Oh yeah, that's right there.
Yeah.
I see it. It won't hit, but as I've watched in a recent Power Rangers episode, they fight for good. They fight evil. So I'm pretty good, I think. I mean, my ex-wife might say otherwise, but I think I'm good. So I think I'm fine.
At the
Megazord won't
worst,
hurt me.
at the worst, you're a Bulk and Skull. So like, and those are like unofficial Rangers.
And those
So
guys are, yeah. I mean, those two are great. So
yeah. So I know I'm doing well, Joe. Got a little bit of a sick kid. We think two of the three other kids at the day home left sick today. So when I picked him up a little early,
no.
he's feeling good. Temperature's not too bad, like just a couple degrees up, like couple decimal points of a degree up. So it's not too bad. He's
Mm-hmm.
sleeping now, so it's pretty good. He fell asleep basically drinking bottle, but he's fine. I'm pretty good. I'm happy. Today was my day off, but it wasn't. I was telling you before, it was just doing family stuff. I did
Yep.
pick up a boatload of DC comics from the Eagle Mask collections. I was speaking to Joe about that offline. I'm getting a little the whole if you're watching on YouTube, where my finger is right now, this is all Eagle Mask collection that have taken up this whole thing, and a couple down in the left one they booted some books off this main bookshelf now, but I think this bookshelf might slowly convert into an entire Eagle Mask collection
And
until
you
I get
got
a
to get them
big
all.
until I can get a big one going straight across in the new house. So yeah.
Yep. One of the beauties of the Eagle Moss thing, which we had talked about, is they have a connecting picture on the spines. And as much as you know me and connecting pictures on spines, I love that shit.
Don't mess with you if don't mess
The
with you
Eagle
too if
Moss
you try to
stuff.
break it.
The Eagle Moss stuff is ones I definitely don't like. I would love to start getting, but because there are like so many, and everyone that they print, I already have either in a deluxe version or trade. I don't need to get into that game.
I
I'm
will say,
good.
listeners, they're at a quarter of the price they would be normally off the cover. I think I'm seeing $20 normally in like a standard comic store. So it's a quarter of
Give or
that.
take.
So it's not too bad. But like Joe said, it is a slippery slope. So I'm kind of hoping I don't see many more of those books.
I'm just start
Before
sending you links.
before I get the network plugs out of the way, I want to give a shout out to the Geekverse podcast guys. They had their first movie from their Geekverse studios go live. It's out now. Andrew Chrome. Apologies if I butchered that, Joe. If you wanted to, I think that's.
Oh, I ain't even trying.
But yeah, I'll even read the little tagline. You guys go to patreon.com/geekverse. It will be available on Tuesday on digital purchase. But if you want to be a patron of the Geekverse Podcast Network, if you're not already, go to patreon.com/geekverse. And it's
I was
here,
gonna say
Rob.
I think it's getting pulled Tuesday. I think
Tuesday,
it's
yeah, it's pulled from.
because they
That's
want
what I'm
to shop
saying.
it around to
Yeah,
the.
that's what I mean. I'm saying
Okay.
it's for the patrons until Tuesday, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way you said it, it sounded
Sorry.
like
Thank you.
if you want to be a patron, you could watch it at
No,
$5
yeah.
on Tuesday. So,
Yeah, no. Joe's right. On Tuesday, it's off for digital purchase. Then, so yeah. I'll just read the tagline. Robert is left in the woods, given 2 days to escape, but surviving the woods isn't the biggest threat to his life, as someone else has a very different, sinister goal. So I will say the music and the trailers really gave me the heebie-jeebies, and I think that's the best compliment I could give them because I mean there wasn't a big story trailer, so yeah, the music gave me the heebie-jeebies, and I can't wait to check that out. So props to the Geekverse guys. I wanted to get that off the hop So now I will get the network plugs out of the way, Joe. We are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 7 shows in total. On Mondays bi-weekly is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays, going to weekly, starting this coming week, is a walk through the multiverse with Joe covering Invincible. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation, and unfortunately, like, we won't be reviewing X97 as it's going live. I'll be joining Marvel Alliance for that, but we are in the midst of the Marvel Ultimate line of animated movies that are god awful. Iron Man was last time, and this time is Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. They're not good, Joe. They're not. The two Avengers one were
Oh, no,
trash.
well,
Hulk was like in it for like 2 seconds.
we just covered those on Comic Book Rundown. Ironically enough, we literally just recorded the episode for Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, which will come out in about a month.
I look forward
It
to
was
it.
better than Iron Man.
Yeah, the Iron Man one was so bad. Like it was, I can't even begin to tell you. Like, just go to Animation Agent and listen to that one. So yeah, we're covering those in the meantime, and you will get a recap of X97 season 1 from me on the Animation Nation. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. On Saturdays is DC Alliance, and Sundays monthly is World's Finest True Believers. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the Geekverse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 9-10 p.m. Eastern Time, and DC Alliance goes live Friday, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All 3 of those shows also have their own podcast feed. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, or Star Wars Alliance if you just want DC content, Star Wars content, or Marvel content only. But if you want all 7 shows on the GUA Podcast Network, say subscribe to the GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. The $1 tier is basically a tip jar, like we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Myself and Joe are going through all the DC films through the years. Next up for us is V for Vendetta. We've gone all the way from Batman 66 the movie right up to V for Vendetta. We also had the Marvel Alliance guys, Chris and Brent. First, they did their Infinity Saga rewatch, over 30 pieces of content up for the patrons. Now they're doing their Tales from the House of X. Their favorite Fox X-Men movies and adjacent movies, I guess we'll call Deadpool adjacent to the X-Men. He's not unofficial X-Men, but yeah. So patrons, you'll be in for a treat there. They're obviously doing the ones that will go good with the new Deadpool film that's coming out. So they're going to cover all those good Fox X-Men films. We also have Joe's Multiverse Minutes, where Joe is going over Disney films right now for the listeners, going through, reviewing them, and also giving some fun facts from IMDb that most of us don't check out or know. And I always find them interesting whenever I listen to a podcast and people actually start reading those out. I'm like, why didn't I click on that? Like, I went through the IMDb like 3 or 4 times, and I didn't even think to click on the trivia or the interesting things there. So, yeah.
Yep, the goofs and all the other stuff. Yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun with all that too, because I'm finding out things that I never knew about some of these movies.
Is always in there.
It's wonderful.
I'm like, damn, I should have checked that out. And then we have Clay going over Marvel Snap. We have Katie going through Star Wars comics. We thank everyone who's a patron, but if you're not a patron, if you take a quick 30 to 60 seconds, rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice, helps other people find the show, and that's always a good thing. Okay, Joe, that was a little extra long on the intro, but not a big jam-packed episode tonight. So first up, we have some news that came out right off the top, which was just before we started here, coming out today. Teen Titans live action movie is a go at DC Studios. So,
which I remember, a few weeks ago we were debating on this one. Like it had popped up as a rumor.
This was in a pack of like 3. Gunn commented and said one of these things isn't right or something like that, and it was like 3 out of 4.
That's right.
So yeah, this was one of those things, and again, it's pretty cool. The little thing here from Hollywood Reporter, which was exclusive to Hollywood Reporter, the DC heroes, which began as the teenage sidekicks of their more famous and iconic counterparts, they're getting their own live-action feature from the James Gunn and Peter Safran-led DC Studios. The comic book movie division of Warner Brothers Discovery has tapped Anna Nogueira to pen the screenplay for the project. The hiring further enhances the actress and playwright turned scribe into the DC family, as she is already writing Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow for the label as well. So, Joe,
which is pretty awesome.
What do you think about this announcement? We've got
Yeah,
Teen Titans Go, we've got Teen Titans, the animated series, we got Titans, fuck Batman. And now we get this. Are you excited for this? What kind of way do you want this film to lean towards? And who would you like leading the team? Are a few of my questions that I have for you.
So this is exciting. I'm happy because it's not just, we're expecting a Justice League team up at some point. That being, I mean, I guess iconically you usually get Justice League first, and then eventually get into like the Titans
That's what I
and
was
the Teen
thinking.
Titans and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, but this having the Teen Titans there, like this works, especially if more than likely this is going to be either later phase or later chapter 1, early chapter 2 of the DC universe, which means you get the establishing the sidekicks already established in these other movies. And by the sidekicks, I mean who I think they should have for the team is that first group,
Iteration,
the actual
yeah.
Teen Titans from the 60s. Robin, Flash, or Kid Flash, Speedy, Green Arrow sidekick, Donna Troy, and Aqualad. Those are the 5 I think you need.
I like to see Cyborg in there.
Starfire, Raven, Cyborg is another one. Beast Boy, those are the ones. Basically, the Teen Titans and the Teen Titans Go animated show is the one that people always point to.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't argue with that. Like having characters like Raven and Starfire are great. Cyborg we've seen on the big screen already, so we already know his character is good. Beast Boy we saw on Titans, and hopefully if they were to do him, they do him better and not have
if he goes into the red or whatever in the hell that thing is called, I'm going to get up and walk out of the theater. If he goes to the red,
he gets connected to the red in the
I don't need to see that in the first film. I don't need to see that in the first film. You're gone too far off course.
Sure.
If that's what you're doing in the first film.
Sure. But that's why I think you go with the original set, the original 5, especially if allegedly, I gotta use the allegedly because maybe this is just a go because they know it is. We haven't heard anything about Justice League movie. What if the end of chapter 1 is Justice League, which would have Flash and Aquaman, and obviously we're gonna get a Wonder Woman at some point. Like if we have all of those characters established, then we can get the sidekicks in Teen Titans. Now, if that's the case, though, like if this is something that is coming 7 years down the road, naming it now is a little early, but I also am fine with them naming it now because, I like these characters.
I have some thoughts on this, and a lot of it has to do with what we've already been given in the breadcrumb from James Gunn. So, first, my thought was I want Dick Grayson, Nightwing, leading the team. Batman, we've already been told, is established, has already been around for a while. I'm thinking the only thing that makes sense for me as to why you won't get a Justice League film before the Titans is that there was a group that existed maybe when Batman first started his crusade that was the Justice Society. So that is one of my thoughts, is that was there a group of heroes first and then disbanded, and then you got the Authority taking up from them now and doing with measures that aren't great, and even some of those former JSA members, a la Hot Girl, Green Lantern, are going to be available to join and do an actual league. So part of me thinks that, and maybe Maxwell Lord will be part of that, or maybe Maxwell Lord will form the JSA. There's so many avenues this can go. That's why I'm not panicking or being like, oh my God, why? Like, I do think they should go with the Teen Titans lineup from the animated series for both Go and the animated series, because you're just trying to grab onto an audience. And I think that might be the easiest to associate. Like, I know for me, like, I want my Green Lantern. I still am wanting my Green Lantern to be John Stewart just because of the animated series I saw that long ago. So that's where I think they may go with that lineup. They went with that lineup minus Cyborg because they put him in Doom Patrol. Someone make that make sense to me. That he wasn't in Titans instead. I still... like, because they had him. Like, it's not like he didn't use him. Like, we're not going to use him because he's in. No, they used him. They put him in something else, which, again, I'm excited for this show. I think that it could be, like you said, I want to see a Wally West. I hope that we get Starfire and Raven. I hope they're part of the group too, going like right away. But it is hard to devote so much time to like putting the group together. I hope the group is already established, and maybe it's depending on where this lands. If this lands after Batman Brave and Bold, this could be a place that they're sending Damian, a la the New 52 animated movie, where
Yeah.
that's how we're introduced to the Titans. So perhaps that is the way we might hear about them before. But I'm very intrigued. I'm excited, and you can tell this is actually something that means something to DC Studios, because they have the writer they picked for this has already written Supergirl, or is writing Supergirl
Yeah.
1 and 2. I don't
She's
know if it's
already
full
part of the DC team.
brain trust, as they say. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, I would love for it to be Dick and Wally, and basically, like I said, the original. But I can see them doing, Damian with the new Wally West, that Kid Flash. You could do Donna. You could also maybe pull Cassie.
I could see those
Let's
not
see
being
here.
touched, where they're Wonder Woman adjacent, and they don't want that. They could be former members as well. That you could get something a la Young Justice, where there's a hall of members that.
Yeah, so like if you go that route, then you're looking at the Jeff Johns Teen Titans run, which had Cyborg, Starfire, and Beast Boy leading. Tim Drake, Robin, Superboy, Raven shows up. You had Bart Allen, Cassie as Wonder Girl. What's her name? Arrow X. Crap. Nope.
Oh,
Can't remember her name.
he's blanking. He's blanking.
I'm blanking hard on that one.
But you know what? Like that's what I mean too. There's so many possibilities, and then if whatever partners you bring in, then you know that these heroes are active in the DCU, and that's the other thing that I like. If we get Speedy, I'm like, okay, so there's a Green Arrow kicking around here somewhere in the DCU. We might get a chance to see him, kind of thing. Same thing with Wally West. So yeah, sign me up for that. Sign me up for a Titan movie. I know it'll be more cartoony. I think that's what it needs to be. Just in terms of fun, I think it'll be more fun. The heroes will actually have fun when they're fighting and when they're like hanging out. It's not all doom and gloom and like sadness. Like I just can't get over even and dark filters.
You could definitely do a Teen Titans with I don't want to say campy, but very Guardians of the Galaxy style. They're there. They're having a good time. They're working well together.
They're ribbing each other. They're ribbing each other as they're kicking ass. Yeah, I'm all for this, Joe. And if like I said, it shows that the DC Studios is like this is an actual thing that's going to get made. I think because you're getting her to write this. So when we get more information, you'll hear us talk about it. But for that's better than the rumors, like Joe said a few weeks ago. So. Joe, let's take our first ad break of the evening. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We're going to pick the ads or the volume. I'm going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. Now we got some news. This was going to be our main topic before we got this Titan stuff today, which is the Batman 2's delayed release to 2026, Joe. I heard some people and see some shows and stuff saying, like, are you going to, like, will we not see the Batman 2? Do you think it's gotten that bad, Joe? Or do you think there's a chance we might not
we're going to
see
see it? Like, no, we'll see this movie. Like, come on. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The movie made bank. Like, this movie's happening.
And the article comes from The Wrap, but everybody broke this down. Matt Reeves' Batman 2 has been delayed a year and will now release on October 2nd, 2026. Warner Brothers Discovery announced Tuesday. The Batman will open in the early slot in October. That has been a boon to Warner Brothers at least since Demolition Man in 1993, with strong openings for films like Gravity, Annabelle, A Star is Born, Joker Folly Adieu is opening the same weekend in 2024. So yeah, there wasn't much here as to why it was delayed, but there was another tweet that I found where it was giving the issues, which was a lack of availability of stages for filming. The script isn't ready due to the strikes, and it's saying production will begin in early 2025, and that was via the In Snyder. Joe, I don't
Yeah.
think I think people are getting a little worried for no reason here. We're getting a Penguin show this year that I think is going to be a critical and general audience darling, and that will just get people even more hyped for the film because I think we're going to see the Batman in that
Oh, what?
show.
See, I still don't think we will, but
Or
I think
or
you definitely
Pattinson
will
as
get hyped
Bruce.
for. Well, maybe. I'll give you a maybe on Pattinson show.
You got okay. I want to shoot my shot as that's my thing, not Batman. I'm shooting that Bruce. At least Bruce shows up. Pattinson as Bruce
Okay,
because
maybe we get
you can
that.
even see him on
But
TV going like, "Here's what we're doing as Wayne Enterprises for relief fund." For
okay, I'm still going with a maybe. But yeah, like this happened. Like yes, the strikes affected this.
Yes.
This was a major hit to literally every movie this year. We knew that going into 2024. So people are freaking out for no reason.
Got
No
pushed back
reason.
from
If the movie
2023.
just got pushed back. It's
We're
all.
back to and we still living in a world where things got pushed back from COVID. That everything got
Yeah.
got pushed back.
Like
Other things got pushed back. It's still been a wave that has hit. So yeah, and like I said, the Penguin is the biggest thing here, Joe. Why would you make that if you had no intention of going on with another
exactly.
Batman property? You're not going to do that. So yeah, I thought this was sucky, but also I'm okay with this. I know we're going to get part 2. Part 3 is what you gotta be like. Like you,
Yeah. Part 2 needs to make
the same, at least the
over what
same
part
amount
1
or
was.
more. Yeah,
Yeah, I would say over for
it
us to rate
depends.
the remake.
If Superman, let's say Superman Legacy makes 500 million, and the Batman Part 2 makes 650 million, not the 700 million it made, but close to it. I still think where it made a lot more. If the people are still in charge that are in charge, they'll go, duh, let's go with the movie that made the more money. So yeah, I do think that there's a bit like, I don't get worried about part 2. We're going to see part 2. That is 100% still going to happen as long as Matt Reeves doesn't dust his hands and say I'm out.
Yeah.
So
Give Reeves his trilogy.
yes, I want to see it. I just that's if we don't get that, I'm going to be furious. Okay, Joe, we got our first look at Maria Gabriela de Feria as the engineer on the set of Superman. And my first thought when I saw this was nothing about her costume at all. It was, for the love of God, James Gunn, you better release Superman costume yourself rather than have it leak like this. So uh, that was my first thought seeing this. I'm okay with her outfit. Uh, I don't know what her powers are, but she's clearly trying to use them
Oh,
in that third shot.
do you want to know what his powers are or
Yeah.
her powers are? Because somebody, one of our good friends, may have posted all about it earlier in the chat.
Ooh.
So here we go. Now this is from Chris Balga, and it is kind of a lengthy answer, but here we go. The engineer's blood has been replaced with 9 pints metallic liquid full of nanobots, tiny machines controlled by her will. She can do almost anything she imagines with her nanobots, including adapting to the environment or any other adverse effects that afflict her. Her main use of her nanites are to coat herself in a metal liquid form to allow for better and more complete control over her powers, as well as giving her protection. In addition to that, her liquid metal form provides her the ability to shift her shape and form as she sees fit, the fluid nature of her nanites. She can extend and stretch her metallic form with ease. She usually coats her skin with a layer of metal to protect herself from harm. This ability makes her a being of complete liquid metal, allowing her to morph at will. In battle, morph at will in battle, and it's shown to be stronger than that of the first engineers, allowing her to take direct hits from atomic bombs without sustaining damage.
Oh, jeez. Okay, but yeah, it looks like
So
she's using the metal power. The power there. Yeah, it looks like she's trying
yeah,
to activate it.
like when she's got her arms out like that, like she's
Yeah,
blasting something.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she's done something. Yeah,
And again, I'm excited for this, but that was my first thought, Joe. It wasn't even about the coolness of that. It's like, oh my god, dear God,
I
please don't let it leak like that, please.
I
Like,
guarantee Gunn has a lot of this on lockdown. I get this was, I mean,
outside
well,
filming.
so DC Films posted this. So my
It came from Just
would you call
Jarrett.
this a leak?
It came from Just Jarrett, who
Who's Just Jared?
is
No
somebody that.
Entertainment Authority also follow. I don't care about him.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so maybe
it's it is somebody sneaking and taking pictures is what it is. I don't think
okay.
it's like trying to get it out, like trying to put it out themselves.
Yeah, something tells me that they will officially post his suit. Like they're gonna keep that probably indoor shooting until I know you complained about Comic-Con Gunn not showing up,
Oh, I didn't.
but
I
I
just said
think
is
we'll see something at Comic-Con.
I do. I think that's just what he was saying right now. He never said I'm not showing up. He said I will be filming. He never said once I'm not going to be there. He just kept saying I will be filming. I will be filming. Again, I've
Yeah,
seen it before. It's not hard to bring them out. You got to
Comic-Con's
do that.
5 days long.
Yeah, you
You
can
know,
bring them out
4 days long.
for one panel, Joe, and then put them back on the plane and send them back. I've seen it done. Marvel's
Yeah,
done it before, up the amount of times. So again, it can be done. You got to try to build hype for the Superman movie. Uh, I I'm I can't wait for it. So this got me excited, and we got news today that Superman will be shot entirely in IMAX. That's what James Gunn confirmed. Uh,
yep.
I think I read I think 27 minutes of Superman or 27 minutes was shot in IMAX and BBS. To get a whole film is awesome. So I could be wrong on that number too. I think it could have been something else that they were talking about. But yeah, I'm excited to see James Gunn IMAX cameras in an IMAX theater. Come on with it, Joe. That's a recipe for success, I think. Uh, and he also
Maybe.
shared. I'm curious of your thoughts on this. He shared his favorite New 52 books, and I want to get your thoughts of the readout, the ones that he liked. Uh, he replied when someone said, "Looks like an awesome place to visit. By the way, do you have any favorite New 52 books? I bought them all! Exclamation point. Some were definitely better than others, but Batman by Snyder, Grant's Action Comics, Azzarello's Wonder Woman, Glass's Suicide Squad, Lemire's Animal Man, Gale's Batgirl, and Lobdell's uh, Red Hood and the Outlaws were among my favorite New 52 runs. So which ones of that run, Joe, would get your stamp of approval?"
Uh, if I'm being honest, they're all pretty damn good.
Okay.
Superman Action Comics was wonky, but
Mhm.
I'm kind of right there with them. I actually bought all of them when they came out,
Nice.
because I was all in on New 52 for at least the first year, and then I started scaling back after that, and basically just got the Batman titles. But yeah, Batman, Snyder's Batman was great. Like I said, Morrison's action was up and down, but it was fine. Azzarello's Wonder Woman was really good. Suicide Squad, Glass's Suicide Squad, that first run was really good. Lemire's Animal Man is one that it took me a while to actually get into, but it was I mean another one that was really good. Started out good. Gail Simone's Batgirl also good, and I really did like Lobdell's Red Hood and the Outlaws.
That I've
And
heard a
funny
lot of
enough,
people say that was a good book. So
I
I've read it.
really like
I
I
didn't
like Red
finish it,
Hood.
but I did read the first. I want to say like 10 issues, 12.
I know
Uh,
people complained issue 1 because Starfire was apparently didn't give a two shits about Dick Grayson. It's just like she's an alien, dude. Like, what are you
Also,
complaining
like,
about?
this is a story. Like, I mean, Dick slept with about 1,800 other DC female characters. So, I mean, can we have a story where she
Yeah, he
doesn't care
married
about
like
him?
3 of them.
She can not care about him in the story. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that did not. I was just like, oh, look at this take on Starfire. Cool. That was my thought when I was reading it. So,
Funny enough, though, like, I know New 52 has been, it got brought up there, but, like, I'm actually actively going to be rereading New 52 here real soon. And I
mhm.
am also actively trying to buy all of the trades that I can. Like, I've got probably about 70% of them, like, already, but I want to actually have a whole complete run of New 52 trades on my shelf. I don't know why. I enjoyed New 52. I know there was some problems with it, but I did enjoy it.
I, I thought it was more good than bad. So, again, it's just personal preference there. I don't think it was bad, and I don't think the new animated universe holds a candle to the new 52 animated universe. So, and that was
Oh, sure.
inspired by a
Well,
lot of the
yeah.
run. So, I was inspired by a lot of the run. So,
But there
uh,
was a good chunk, like a lot, because New 52 had its launch of 52 books. Then about a year in, they cut, like, I don't know, 10 of them and got 10
mhm.
new ones, and I read those. And then they kind of, like, they kept rotating, so they always had 52 books. But by like year 3, I kind of dropped off on a ton of them. So there's a lot in here that I've never read.
Yeah,
So I do want to find them and read them and finish them eventually.
uh, yeah, quite a few books you're gonna have to go through. But again, they're not printing any new ones, Joe. So there's no extra
Again,
ones going on top of the
I got
list.
I got
You got time.
well, sure. But like I got a lot of them. I got a lot of them already. It's just a handful that I don't. And then also converting the trades to hardbacks that I need to convert. But that's not hard. So
So
it's fine.
we got some Peacemaker stuff here now. I think I have a little bit out of order in the notes. So I'll start off with
Eh,
Peacemaker season 2 is going to begin filming this summer. Jennifer Holland confirmed on Instagram. So yay, I'm super excited about that.
yep.
Gunn also confirms that season 1 won't be canon and that season 2 is full DCU, not DCEU. So he talked a little bit about that. Hold on, I have the things here. Uh, if someone asked, yes, Peacemaker takes place after Superman, and someone said, including season 1, he said season 1 isn't canon. Someone then asked, but Peacemaker killed Flag, uh, and Aggie, uh, and Aggie still is. He was like, James Gunn, I mean, Peacemaker, what a joke, should always be part of him, especially that Harley and Flag Sr. would have both sixthly had a grudge on the douchebag because he murdered Flag Jr. And James Gunn said many strands will remain consistent in the Peacemaker story. So he's going to use some of the stuff that happened in DCEU. Uh, and also he said that it's going to film at the same time as Superman. He's not going to do direct every episode, but he is still going to be hands on with that. He has written every episode, so yeah, that's going to be going at the same time, which I am excited about. Waller's going to get going this year too, so we're going to get a couple DCU shows coming at us. I'm really interested to see how he's going to get that balance that continuity for the fans and make it not confusing, and especially for the general audience fans that he brought in for Peacemaker. That's what I'm
Yeah.
really interested in. How you're
That's
convincing
gonna be the
them?
big one.
Yeah,
Because yeah, like, oh, you've got 2 seasons, but this season isn't canon, but the events happened, but this season is canon to the new universe. But it's how did this character? Yeah, it's gonna be tough to juggle. I agree, and I think he can do it. But
yep,
it's the problem with audiences is a lot of them don't, unless you tell them or unless you explain it to them, they just take everything at face value.
yeah.
You know,
So again,
so
you got to have a good. You got to show. So I'll be interested to see, even if you bring him over the first scene. I'm interested to see how they're going to do this, Joe. So that has my curiosity peaked. Before we go any further with news, we'll take our final ad break of the evening. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ads or the volume. I'm going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. We got some more news here. Going down here, James Gunn said when DeLuca hired him to write Superman, it was initially going to be separate from the DCU, similar to the Batman. What do you think about that idea?
I mean, that would have been great, except that we already had like 1 or 2 alleged Superman movies not connected to DCU. So, I mean,
I could
whatever.
maybe initially, because I know that Cavill tried to get a Superman film out the ground too, and that didn't happen. So,
Yeah,
again,
I mean, yeah. If I think when everything was in play, Cavill was still possibly coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Then obviously everything fell apart, and we can move this over to the new universe. We can start fresh with Superman. So yeah, that's fine. I would
So
have liked it to be separate, sure, but whatever. Make a whole new world with this.
I'm completely fine with getting the DCU Superman, but I did think it was interesting how they did that. Obviously, they were aware of the Batman success and was like, what else are we going to do here? So, going forward, the next story we got is Patty Jenkins talking about, we first time hearing from Patty Jenkins in an article from Variety. I'm just going to talk about the DC parts a little bit. She was like, when I left Star Wars to do Wonder Woman 3 and I started working on that, we talked about it. And she was a little disappointed she had to leave the Star Wars film. It looks like she might get back to it. She did have she said Jenkins said on Talking Pictures podcast that her experience with Wonder Woman is over for the time being, easily forever. I don't know what that means. That doesn't make any sense. That sentence to me. Wonder Woman is over
I
for the
mean,
time being, easily forever.
it's over for she's not gonna be. I don't know. I got nothing. Hey, what's going on, Nikki?
Hey Iggy.
Um,
It did make much
yeah,
sense,
this
but
is
she and
reaching.
she said
She's reaching.
yeah, a little bit, Chow. She said that they aren't interested in doing any Wonder Woman for the time being. The Mascara TV show that they talked about in the announcement, I'm pretty sure. Uh, it it's not an easy task. What's going on with DC? James Gunn and Peter Safran have to follow their own hearts and do their own plans. I don't know what they're planning on doing or why. So I have sympathy for what a big job it is, and they have to follow their heart and do what they've got planned.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a whole lot. I was expecting more from the first time hearing from her since she was basically given the boot to say like thanks but no thanks on your thoughts on Wonder Woman 3. But again, I Wonder Woman 2 on any given day could be my least favorite DC EU film. So I am completely fine with the changes that are going here. Also, Godot's Wonder Woman kind of got to a point for me like cameoed out. It like she just cameoed at the end too much. So her appearances were more special earlier on in the DCU.
Agreed. Yeah, it literally was just like, hey, we want to put Super or Wonder Woman in the movie, but not her own movie. So
No,
here you go.
I think the Shazam one really soured me the most because it was out of nowhere. Like she just walked around the corner. Like
I
I like the
wish it
thing
would have
about the
just
wizard. Just
been
yeah,
the wizard. I wish it
yeah,
would have just been the wizard. That was
same Joe.
great.
That was great. That was
I
great.
I liked her ending cameo, but if it had just been her resurrecting Shazam and then leave it at that, having the joke stuff in there, I agree. It definitely should have happened.
But again,
But
I'm glad the first Wonder Woman film was fantastic. So I'm just thankful Patty Jenkins made that. This is another one I'm curious of your thoughts about because it's kind of popped off a little bit in our GUA chat. DC has revealed a new Black Label book, Zatanna, Bring Down the House. First issue releases June 25th, written by Makiro Tamaki and art by Javier Rodriguez. People in our GUA chat were pretty excited about this, Joe. Do you have any experience with either the writer or the artist?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, I'm looking at the art, and the art looks great, but eh. Like I know I wasn't one of the ones who was
No, you were
talking in
silent
the
on that.
thing.
Web of
I'm silent on a lot of things
Spider-Man,
anymore.
The Amazing Spider-Man, Daredevil, Superior Spider-Man. So Doctor Strange, he's been
Oh,
in
so wait, Superior. I read Superior.
Spider-Woman. That was colors, and then covers Spider-Woman Volume 5, Spider-Woman Volume 6. So yeah, he has some Marvel work here. Colors only, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. So yeah, he's
Okay.
got some work here. I'm interested to see this one just because of how much our
Honestly,
chat popped off.
I
I think it was
I
Chris
love Black
Snell
Label
and
books.
Clay.
I think, yeah, I love Black Label books, and I'm always here for them. But I'm so behind on my current reading list that even the things I get on a regular basis, if I don't have to read it for a podcast, I don't read it. I am like way behind. So I will read this eventually, but it's not something I'm getting day one, sadly.
Yeah. So we got a trailer now, Joe, to review. Listeners, we haven't watched this trailer either, so we're gonna, for the people watching live, we're gonna share it. We're gonna talk about it. Okay,
We're gonna do it live.
Do it live, not like Bill O'Reilly. So Joe, let me know when when the listeners can see it.
And
Yes.
there we go.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
First, I should say that it's for Suicide Squad, the Japanese animated movie that's coming out. So yeah, it looks spectacular.
Isekai.
Isekai.
Suicide Squad Isekai.
Thank you, Joe. So we open with Harley Quinn and Joker. Blowing up buildings in Gotham and driving around. Come on, show me a Batman.
That's fine.
No. And
it's Suicide Squad. Of course, I'm not gonna show you Batman.
And
loading. It's loading. There we go.
We're all connected by the gate. 5, you'll be assigned a mission. So we got Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, King Shark. Not sure the other two. Deadshot is there. And I'm not sure the 5th member of the squad. And I have no idea who they're going against here. But I am enjoying the hell out of this animation, Joe.
Yeah, it looks fun. This is anime.
This is something that, oh my god, and King Shark. King Shark looks totally
I
like
love King Shark just eating everything.
He looks more like the Harley Quinn show.
Oh, that's Katana look like.
Ooh, that might be the 5th member too, or she could be part of. Deadshot is there.
Oh, nice.
Peacemaker, King Shark, Harley Quinn, and we're not. Yeah, Katana is the other one there. So, I
don't think she's the other one though. She might have been.
Ooh, she might be part of like trying to stop the Suicide Squad. Usually, usually there's an opposing force. So,
oh wait, pause that. Go back there, because they actually have a cast list.
Yep.
Right there.
Harley Quinn, the Joker, Deadshot, Peacemaker, Clayface, King Shark, Rick Flag, Katana, Amanda Waller. I thought there was. Okay, yeah, there we go. Cecil, Eldora.
Probably Adora, and Cecil are probably, and more. And Fiona are probably the Otherworld stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, there's no other.
Yeah, coming out.
And then we get a little in
coming
thing
out 2024.
Here.
I'm here for it.
With Joker. And I don't think it's going to go the way she thinks. And it cuts off. So yeah, I'm intrigued, Joe. I must say. Thank you. Iggy's on top of things. The guy in the white suit is Clayface. So I'm all for seeing Clayface in anime. Yes, Joe. That is basically my number one reason for watching this now. Nope, sorry, number 2. King Shark, number 1. Anime King Shark, it's number 1. Little cute shark. That's what he looks like.
King Shark. Look, we got the King Shark and Clayface and Harley Quinn TV show, and they are like top tier awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for seeing them in here. Like, I'll buy this like when it comes out. I buy most of the DC animated movies anyway. So like I was already gonna be buying this one.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
I
So
watch everything DC anime, so I'm definitely going to watch this. Uh, our our final topic of the night, our final bit of news is from Multiverses from WB. They dropped the game. I used to play the game a little bit. They dropped the game. You couldn't get it anymore. They completely revamped it. They've changed everything, and they're putting it back out again. So yeah, I'll be interested to take a look at this. There's a video that Multiverse released herself with the developers talking about the changes that they made. So it's definitely worth you guys checking out. It's a free game in the same vein of a Fortnite and stuff like that. Now you can spend money if you like, but it's completely free. I played it and I kind of enjoyed it. I thought the controls were a little N64 GameCube-ish compared to like what we're doing now. Like I thought it was just a little
okay.
couple. It felt like it was for a console a couple generations prior, just to
Okay.
controlling the characters. It didn't feel as fluid as let's say Super Smash Bros. Brawl or something. Brawl, whatever the newest one was. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Brawl. Could be something different.
Yeah, I believe it was Brawl.
So yeah, it wasn't as fluid as that, but I wasn't expecting that for a free game. But it did feel really clunky. Clunky. Sorry. So I'm interested to see how this is. They had Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Black Adam, and Harley Quinn the last time that I played. Those were all the playable DC characters, but there's also a ton of cool WB characters as well, like Rick and Morty. So yeah. And I'm sure they're going to bring new people to the roster. So again, maybe this turn might be successful. So I just want to give that out there to the listeners. If you have a PlayStation, an Xbox, you can get this Multiverses for free and give it a try. It's coming out completely new. So if you didn't like the original concept, give this new one a try. Shout out to Clay who got me into that and told me to download it.
All right.
Okay, Joe. So that ends all the news that I could dig up for us today. Slow, minus a couple big topics, but we have our Smallville retro recap to end the night. Talking about the better episode than last week, season 4, episode 9, Bound. So, Joe, do you remember this episode from watching it? I definitely did.
You said better episode.
Mm-hmm.
This
Spell.
This is the. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Spell was the last one.
Spell was a dumpster fire. So, this is no fantastic episode, but
I'll give you that. Like Spell was definitely. This episode was definitely better than that episode, but this episode was still crap.
Yeah, there's just a couple good scenes.
I still did not like it.
There's like two or three good scenes, and most of them involve John Glover. If I'm being honest with you, everything with the prison with John Glover was great, especially the last scene. The last scene with Rosenbaum, with Lex and Lionel, when Lex does that look back at the end, that extra look back, just be like, yeah, you're not serious. Like I know you're not serious about changing and wanting to be my dad. They talked about that on the top.
I'll give you. I'll say I watched this at work, and I actually had to work today, so I didn't get a chance to see everything. However, this episode centers around Lex being
Derek Jeter.
Wow.
Derek Jeter, it was well-known fact, Derek Jeter, the shortstop for the New York Yankees, used to date models and actresses, and after their tryst was over, he'd send them on with a Derek Jeter type gift basket. So,
I thought you were referring to Lex,
no, talking about the
killing
earrings.
somebody. I'm like, damn, I didn't know Derek Jeter did that.
No, I was talking about the earrings that he used to give out to everybody.
Okay.
Damn
Which
it.
honestly feels like a very Lex move to do. I think actually that was something that was in the comics as well. But like it centers around the fact that he's at this opera. he hooks up with this girl, wakes up the next morning, and she's dead.
Mhm.
Now, I recognized her immediately.
Let me tell you how I
Kobe
met your
Smulders.
mother.
Yeah, or Agent Maria Hill. Like, come on,
Yeah.
like that's awesome. That's really cool. But then, as I'm sort of watching it, and then the secretary of the one lawyer pops in, and I'm like, hold on. And Lex looks right at her, and immediately doesn't recognize her again.
They comment on that in
Like, my
Talkville, and
dude.
basically he's like,
My
"Glasses
dude.
full, Lex again. Glasses full, Lex again." So they were complaining.
Like,
Michael's like, "How do you not notice her,
especially
dude?
in
How
a
do you not notice
situation,
her?"
yeah, like you are being framed for killing her.
Yeah.
You are gonna remember that face for the rest
Not
of your life.
sorry, you're not gonna slap a glasses on and completely no, yeah.
Yeah. Now this episode was like, don't get me wrong, the Lex stuff was great. I really enjoyed it. Clark being classic Clark and trying to solve everything. The Lionel stuff was wonderful. Like him saying, like, you starting to see the path of him being the help to Clark.
Mhm.
Seeing Jane Seymour was amazing. I forgot that she was the mom, that she was
Teague,
Jason's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Genevieve,
I will say this though.
Genevieve Teague,
Genevieve, you're right.
Yeah.
I will say this though, that that stuff was boring.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I was, and this is something I had said early on, I wanted to see the thing with Jason and his mom because it seemed like it was a quick turn, and I wanted to actually pay attention to that. I forgot because I guess I just wiped this part out of my mind. He, at this moment, and maybe this is why it sold it for me later on, definitely felt like this was all like he's questioning his mom on if this was, a setup or if this was
Her
real.
plan. Yeah.
And yeah, and because then I remember later on that it's like, oh, he's all in on it going on. Because I remember him being very aggressive for the
It
end of the
goes
season.
like this. It goes like he's all for
Yeah.
defending your relationship, and then I don't know how it happens. I'm gonna be interested to see how it happens. I don't know how that thing
Again, yeah,
snaps
we'll
to where
watch it. We'll see it.
he's hunting them down with a shotgun. I don't know where it snaps where he's hunting the Kent stand with a
So,
shotgun. So I need to
and
get to that
that's what I
point.
don't think. Like, yeah, we'll get there. I guess. I don't know. As of right now, I'm believing it. I'm believing the story they're telling with Jason. As of right now,
I feel like
we'll see if it sticks. I
Lana
don't think it will.
going. I feel like uh, Jason's mother somehow shows him that Lana's going to go back with Clark, and that drives him. I don't know. I can't remember what drives him over the edge, but he goes from a
Well,
the normal,
episode
well-adjusted
9.
character to chasing people with shotguns in
Well,
10 episodes.
adjusted. Come on.
Well, okay, for
I think
Smallville anyway.
yeah, there we go. This episode 9. We've got 13 episodes left. I'm sure it's gonna happen in like 8 episodes, right?
I hope so. Some of the stuff was okay, but like Joe said, the stuff with the mom, and now I'm just like, besides that last little bit where he questioned if it was her plan, that was boring to me. The only stuff, like I said, Lionel, I hope we get a bit more. The witch stuff, I got no time for that witch shit. Like, not one bit. I don't. I
Yeah,
don't have any time for it, and you don't have to tie Jason's mother into that story because, again, I don't like the story. I don't know what's going on half the time. It's just all over the place. Tramp stamps activating witch powers, and what? You couldn't have found something better for Lana to be doing, for Christ's sake. So, but the Lex
nope,
stuff, Lex
apparently
going
not.
down the dark path is great. He asked him Clark not to give up on him. I did like that too. So that was some nice touches. Joe, that's pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I think that wrapped everything up. Next week's episode is called Scare. So after an explosion at Lisa Corp Labs, Smallville citizens really relive their worst fear or worst nightmares. So sounds like it'll be a cooler episode than this one. Listeners, we'll be back next week with more DC goodness. Until then, see you, everyone.
Bye, y'all.